This is Decision Day. By the tens of thousands, Iowans gather at this hour in meeting places all over the state to make their choice. Pet peeves. The candidates tell us what really gets under their skin.
I hate hypocrisy, pettiness, cruelty.
From ABC News, this is World News with Charles Gibson. Reporting tonight from Des Moines.
Good evening from Iowa. For well over a year, the candidates have come to this state over and over again, all leading up. Our chief Washington correspondent, George Stephanopoulos, is with me here in Des Moines. So, George, could this be, because money's so important, the end of the line? So what is actually happening tonight? It's different with both parties. Each party has scheduled 1,781 separate caucuses, neighborhood meetings, one for each party in every Iowa precinct. The Republicans, it's relatively simple what they do. The Democrats, not so simple.
Any more ballots?
The Republicans basically write their choice of candidate on a piece of paper. For the Democrats, it's, well, let's just say it's a little more complicated. We sat down with some Democrats for a little Caucus 101, and I asked them to imagine a caucus room with 100 people there. What happens in a Democratic caucus?
We have some resolutions, and then eventually we break up into our candidate that we make little areas.
For the next 30 minutes, caucusers break into groups supporting their candidate of choice.
We stay in the same area. We can see everybody. I will know exactly how everybody's going to be voting in that room.
Okay.
That's the fun part of it.
The votes are tallied, and in most caucus locations, any candidate with less than 15% support is considered not viable. So you're all in different parts of the room. In my hypothetical 100-person room, let's say there's somebody over there with 17.
Sure.
So he's viable.
Sure.
Then comes round two.
One person, folks, that's it.
Supporters of any candidate with less than 15% will have to make a second choice and go to another group. It becomes a bit of a free-for-all.
You can break out of your group and go to any other candidate and try and bring those people over to your candidate. And it's a lot of quick talking, doing your homework, knowing what your candidate's better than their candidate is.
You're in this thing and you're supporting somebody who's got, say, 30% of the people there, and you see this 100 people in the room, and you see this candidate over there with 12 supporters. So you go over and try to convince them to come to you. So how long does this, if you'll pardon the expression, haranguing process go on?
Half hour. I think. Realignment. We like that. I think 30 minutes. 30 minutes you have to go out and try to influence people.
And after the 30 minutes?
You bring them back, and then we do the math. We figure out who's going to win.
So are you, when it comes to this convincing time or haranguing time, however you want to call it, are you a persuader or are you a persuadable?
I'm out there. I'm going to be haranguing.
In favor of that candidate?
Yes.
Are you a persuader or a persuadable?
This time around, I'm a persuader.
I was for Edwards 4 years ago, and I went out and brought Gephardt people over to us, and I brought some Dean people over to our group.
Careful.
And my husband was a Dean. I took his people.
It is good neighborhood politics, and I hope our little people, their models, helped you understand exactly what the Democrats are doing. And in case you're wondering, two of our group there will caucus tonight for Richardson, two for Obama.